Jake, they told me I had to at least discuss and promote Myclo Farm with you. And I got to be honest with you, that's all I want to discuss with you. So, I
Okay,
mean,
I was just making sure you got, mycolove.farm, the website, and getumbo.com, my two mushroom endeavors I'm working on. So
okay, so it's Myco Love Farm. Is that what it is?
mycolove.farm instead of .com. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's our
How'd you get into
website.
this, Jake, if you don't mind telling the audience? How'd you get into this?
It just by chance, a good friend of mine, Dale Jolly, me and him worked with each other at Charlotte's Web when we were, working with hemp oils, and also the misconception, or people didn't understand hemp and hemp oils at all. They just thought it was like marijuana. Same with kind of the mushrooms that we're dealing with. Is everyone kind of giggles and thinks I'm dealing with psychedelic mushrooms, and now we're growing functional mushrooms that you can take and they're legal. And so Dale introduced me to some tinctures right before the pandemic. They really worked well for me. I felt like I was healthy. I was sleeping better. I was noticing differences in my reaction to seasonal changes, allergies, cats, dogs, that kind of thing. So I started believing in the immune boosting and immunomodulating properties in this beautiful queendom. And we decided to start a company. So we threw together our minds, a little bit of money, got Rashad Evans, former UFC fighter, Hall of Famer, to join in, and started Umbo Mushrooms. And out of Umbo, our quest was to provide a product that had mushrooms in it. It wasn't just saying, hey, this is a mushroom bar, but it has 2.5 grams of mushrooms in it. And they're all functional mushrooms. There's no illegal mushrooms, nothing that'll make you feel funny or feel weird. They'll just help your overall general health and wellness. And so out of that and the capsules that we sell there also came the opportunity to have this farm came across my table, and jumped at the chance to try to grow some mushrooms and grow some functional mushrooms and gourmet mushrooms. And so now I am working in a mushroom farm for Myco Love Farm, and also helping spread the word about Umbo. So it's really beautiful. It's a lot of fun. It started back in October when I started learning how to grow mushrooms, and here I am now with a team around me, and we're looking to expand and grow, and just keep spreading this good word.
I'm in, Jake. I'm in.
Right on.
Jake, can I ask you, when you left the NFL, can you describe for us some of the pain you were feeling, some of the things you were going through before you started down the path with the mushrooms, with CBD, with all the stuff that's really helped you out? Like, I've read up about a lot of this stuff, and I've read how much it's helped you. But what kind of pain were you in before that?
Yeah, I mean, the reason for retiring really was the pain too that
Yeah.
I was in. My body was not feeling well. I was 212, 200, almost 215 pounds, 40 pounds more than what I weigh now, almost 40 pounds. And so I wasn't in my body right, and I wasn't in my mind right. It was getting stressful. I was feeling my body deteriorating after 10 years in the NFL, and 4 years prior to that in college. I never had a break really in between any of that. And so the retirement came. My body felt pretty good. I was in really good shape. At that point, I retired and moved to Sandpoint, Idaho. Got married. Was playing a lot of handball. Was playing hoops. Was very active. Feeling really good. It wasn't until a few years in that I started feeling my hips hurting, my lower back started hurting. And what I realized when I went and saw Dr. Philippon up in Vail, all the training that I was doing was keeping all those muscles tight and intact. And now I wasn't training like that anymore. I wasn't hitting the gym for 2-3 hours a day and 5 days a week. So what happens is those muscles started to not weaken, but just not be as primed as they were. And I started feeling some injuries in my hips. So I went and got hip surgery. And that was about the time we moved back to Colorado. That was about the time that THC was decriminalized for medical purposes. And I'd always known about, marijuana and all sorts of plant medicine growing up, never really had dabbled in it or never had really used it in any type of form other than recreationally. So I went into it with a medicinal mindset, that going through these hip surgeries and using cannabis, it really helped me. And then that's when hemp oil came in, the Charlotte's Web, and it took it to another level where my inflammation was going away. I was now feeling capable and able to get down on the ground on my knees and sit on my heels and like play with my kids with the Legos and Hot Wheels. And when I would get up, it wouldn't be like this, oh God, it wouldn't be that achy pain. It was like, I'd get up and go. So I'm a firm believer in it because of what it's done for me. I can't tell you scientifically all of the ins and outs, but I just know that there's a lot of anti-inflammatory properties in hemp, and there's also tons of anti-inflammatory properties in a lot of mushrooms, antioxidant properties. They help you rest. They help, just balance out everything. So they're really interesting to be now involved in another endeavor that it requires me to differentiate between psilocybin, which can trip you out, take you on a hallucinogenic journey, can also be very healing and is being used right now to treat addiction, uncurable, untreatable depression, anxiety, PTSD. These aren't drugs we're talking about in my mind. These are medicines. These are long time standing, ancient, organisms that have been around forever that we're just remembering. And so to be able to usher that in and to be able to make people think a little bit, maybe consider where they're at in their lives and how their health and wellness is, and go down this route to try to live better, live longer with more longevity, vitality, and zest for life. I'm blessed to be able to sit here and do that and be around the mushrooms and grow them. It's really a lot of fun.
Is this is it safe to say this is the best you felt both physically and mentally in your life, or is that,
or at least hard to say that. I mean,
okay.
when I was training and working out and getting stretched and all that, I mean, I was
pre-NFL, right?
Yeah, pre-NFL. Post-NFL, yes, I feel better than I ever have. I feel like there's very little aches and pains. I got a toe that I got jammed 5 or 6 times. That, I got to work on that, and I'm still working on getting some of that out of there. I got a low back that gives me a little bit of trouble sometimes. But I've also taken the mindset of not attaching myself to these injuries and not attaching myself to the pain, because sometimes pain can just be a habit. It can be so cyclical and so repetitive every day that when you get out of bed, you start to groan and go, oh, my back. And then all of a sudden, you got a back pain. But if you can change your mindset on it and then also work with some of the, the things that are out there, obviously taking care of your body, obviously putting the right fuel into your body to help with the alleviating inflammation, that's a big part of this too. So I feel really good. I feel like at 47 that I stopped aging a couple years ago, and I'm actually feeling younger every day. I feel just more alive, more alert, more fresh and clear. And I have to say it's because of my diet and my approach to life, and also incorporating these functional mushrooms that we're extracting here at Michael Love Farm.
That's so awesome.
Do you ever feel bad consuming the mushrooms after you put so much effort into growing them? Because that's the thing about being a farmer that for me would always be difficult. Like if I had a tomato farm or whatever, like a tree or however it is that you grow tomatoes, and I spend all these months growing tomatoes, then just to grow and eat it for me would just feel horrible. I feel like I'm eating like one of my kids almost.
No, it's even better. It really is something special. Today I just harvested some reishi, which is just a beautiful, beautiful mushroom, Ganoderma polychromum. And it really is, it's called the mushroom of immortality. That's what the Chinese emperor would call it. That's what we deemed it. Basically longevity, vitality, for your central nervous system. It's like a warm blanket on your central nervous system. So anxiety, stress, all this stuff doesn't go away. You just have a better way of coping with it. It helps your body balance things out. And, so I harvested those, and then I cut them up on a deli slicer. That really hurts when you're taking these beautiful mushrooms and then you're slicing them into pieces.
Torturing them, not just killing them.
Yeah. But see, they know what they're doing here. We've given them the intent, and that intent is a lot of love, and also to be able to, for people that are out there that are interested to use them and benefit from them. So they know what their role is. Their role is to get cut up into pieces, dehydrated, and then we put them through the extraction process and provide a beautiful tincture for people that want to try. For me, Ganoderma, the Ganoderma mushroom, the ganoderic acid helped me with my allergies. So I have a cat, and I don't have seasonal allergies. And I'm not saying that everybody will react like that, but for me, it helped my immune system, balance out, and it's definitely been beneficial. I could take you guys around.
Yes.
Video right now.
Yes.
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 Let's do it.
Yes, thank you. Mikey, that's a great way. Mikey, you just ask him, hey, are you at the fucking farm? Give us a tour.
Yeah, I kind of want them to see it. That's really
You look like you're in a shipping container or a storage unit.
Yeah, like Jake, describe where you are right now so the audience has some sort of idea. Okay.
I'm out in Fort Lupton, Colorado. I'm at Michael Love Farm. I was in one of the fruiting rooms, which is where we take the bags that are inoculated. We bring them in. They've now myceliated. They're ready to fruit, which means cut open and introduce oxygen to them. And just like humans, they breathe oxygen in and they breathe out CO2. So the room I was in is where we let them just grow, and then we harvest them from there and do the rest. But here, I'll walk around here and show you what's going on. There's one of our workers. Say, Michael.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Mike.
We got our machine here is where we put our substrate, which, you take your oak pellets and your soy hulls, which we use organic, non-GMO soy. We're close to getting organically certified, which is nice. We mix those up, then we put them in these little bags right here, and I call that a substrate. And then when we get them into the substrate, we take them into the sterilization room, but I can't go in there because we just cleaned it. But it's all right. So let me just show you. It's just like, everything in a mushroom farm is about keeping it clean. So you got
aren't mushrooms dirty though?
Oh yeah, out in the forest. I mean, that's what they grow in dirt. Yeah. They grow in. I
feel like I can hear the mushrooms breathe right now.
They're screaming, I think.
So yeah, and then we got our basic. This is the main room in here that we do work and packaging up our extracts and sending them out, and dehydrator over there drying up. This is what I did today, was just cut up the reishi and put it in a dehydrator.
Oh, wow.
So that we can dry it out and then process it. And let me show you one more thing here, my favorite part of this, and that's the mushrooms when they're in the fruiting room.
Oh, okay.
There's a little noise in here.
Oh my God.
If I can shut this off.
What's the name of this room, Jake?
The fruiting room.
Oh wait, this is a fruiting room number 3.
Number 3.
Okay. Yeah, number 3.
How many rooms are there?
There's 3 fruiting rooms total.
Okay.
So as you come in here, you see we got turkey tail growing right here. Yeah. Turkey tail's a really amazing treatment medicine. They're using it in overseas, doing a lot of research for cancer prevention and working with gut health. And then here's these are my beauties right here, the reishi.
That's huge.
Polychromum. They're amazing. This room's a little packed because I was cleaning the room I was in, but go down the line here and look at them. They're nice little, pretty lovely.
Yeah.
Hi guys, say hi.
Hi. Say hi.
I'm sorry, Jake's gonna kill you soon.
No. See, the thing that is, there's no death involved. So we grow them.
Stop saying that.
Process them. We take them. They're inside of us, giving us life. Then we have our excrements or whatever, and our spit and our sweat, and it goes back into the earth, and then now it gets recycled. So everything's a cycle. We're all one here.
Okay.
It's amazing. Wow, what a tour, man. Listen, we weren't bullshitting when we said this is all we wanted to talk about with you, because it's fascinating to me. You think Ricky Williams is sitting somewhere going, fuck, I told you so?
Ricky's involved in in cannabis, which is good. He's been involved in that for a long time. And that's a beautiful plant. It's got amazing properties for, what they say is it has no known way to make you feel better or use for any type of ailments, which is a bunch of BS. We all know that, but it's growing into quite an industry where that's just one plant though. That's one plant in the plant kingdom. This is an entire kingdom. The fungal kingdom is an entire kingdom. They've deemed it its own kingdom just years back. We call it a queendom because I believe everything came from mushrooms. A lot of the stuff on earth is all ancestors of mushrooms. So what they have and what we've discovered so far is so minuscule. We've only scratched the surface. And what we're doing now, I like to use the analogy of if we were building an ark, if we were building Noah's Ark or a big, huge boat, we have just put down the basic frame is all we found out about these mushrooms. And as we build the boat, we're going to find more and more mushrooms. We're going to discover what they can do for us. We're going to research them. We're going to find out how they work with the human body. And so we just barely scratched the surface here. What we're working with are the very well-known functional mushrooms, but we're always looking for other mushrooms out in the forest, trying to harvest locally here in Colorado. That's the fun part too. I can't take it to the lab either, but the lab is where we do, clones.
Oh, take us
clone
there.
mushrooms. It's pretty amazing.
Billy wants to go there. You can't
Yeah, why
take us.
can't we go?
Let me see if I can get Jared.
Yeah, just a quick
we
little
love you,
stop.
Jake.
Okay.
Jake, while you're walking over there, Jake, like, listen, I know you're growing these and you're taking great care of them and you're using them for wonderful things. Have you ever just decided one day, hey, I want to trip my balls off and take some mushrooms, or what?
Stugotz, no, come on.
Yeah, there's been a few times I've with intent gone and sat with the sacred medicine, and it's a beautiful thing. It's gonna get dark for a second.
It's okay.
All right.
If you're to find
Jake, by the way, you're right. It is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, used appropriately, used with intent and with reverie for such a beautiful, organism. I think we're being taught right now that there's a lot of healing involved.
Correct.
With psilocybin, and the thing that scares people is you look at things differently once you do that. You look at everything as one instead of separate. We want to separate everything in our country, in this culture. We want to make it black or white, good or bad. We want to label it. And what the mushroom has done for me is taken all that away. It's like, why label? Why judge? Let's all just be as, compassionate as we can, kind as we can, and try to love as well as we can. And if we do that, if all of us have a little change, just a little bit, then that feeling gets, it gets, kind of it conducts. It starts to get bigger and better, and it gets addictive to other people, and like all of a sudden, the world gets better.
I love that. Plummer for president.
You should run for office.
No.
Why not?
Hey, I'm too much of a fun guy.
Yeah, you are.
Fun
you're
guy?
great. This is
Fun
fascinating.
guy.
So where? So
Fun
again,
guy.
where are we?
Is it fun guy? Get it?
Fun guy.
Fun guy.
Yeah,
Here we
like
go.
guy.
Right now, let me show you where we're at. We're in the this is the incubation room where this is a block of substrate, just oak and soy. This is what it looks like. And then we introduce inoculated grains, Gen 1, Gen 2 bag of grains that are inoculated, and each one of those grains becomes an inoculation point inside the bag. So once we put it in there, it takes a little time, but they go from being these dark substrate bags. You can start seeing some of the mycelium in here start to spread. These bags are basically a house that the mushroom can eat. So it lives in there, and then before long, it turns into a bag like this. It starts to get more and more mycelium, and then once it gets to about like this, it's time to fruit it, which means we cut it open and introduce oxygen, and then the mushroom does the rest for
what's creating like all that humidity that's building up in there?
So we've created inside here what would be the same as you would find in a forest. In the forest, you find mycelium underneath trees. They're decomposers. So we try to keep it dark and cool in here, and then all of this is CO2 as it's growing. It's exerting the CO2, and so once we cut this bag open and take that out, and it gets oxygen, it just boom starts to grow. And so some of these take a while. Reishi takes quite a few months to actually grow to full fruiting capacity. Lion's mane is one I'm sure you heard of. It grows a lot faster from inoculation, from liquid culture to pulling the fruit off is about 8 weeks, and that's pretty fast for a mushroom. So we got all the stuff happening here. We got our liquid cultures with our mycelium. We got our Gen 1s, which are, again, you see all that. This is an early Gen 1 with no mycelium, and here's one it's ready. This one's ready to go into a Gen 2 bag, which is a bigger bag like this. And then that becomes what we put into the substrate bag. So kind of fun.
You have piqued Billy's curiosity, Jake, in a way that
I don't understand.
I was already in before we started this thing, but Billy is curious now.
I don't get like 80% of what you're saying, but I'm in, man. Like you're
That's
selling
You
me
can
on
watch
this.
some videos, and you can learn pretty quick. It's pretty amazing. So we're in our lab right now. I'm going to be here quick because I don't want to contaminate it.
No.
This is like laminar flow hoods that blow positive pressurized air. So there's no chance of contamination over our workspace right here, and it blows everything out. So, with a mushroom farm, the main thing you fight and come across is contamination. Because just one little piece of spit lands in the bag or in your Gen 1 or Gen 2, and it can completely ruin that whole bag. So, we're doing scientific stuff out here, man. It's a lot of fun.
You're
But
doing
we're also
great.
dabbling in nature. You know, it's really all about nature. What
Dr.
nature provides,
Jake.
we're doing it. Don't go there yet.
Oh.
No doctor. No sir.
You're doing great work, man, and I'm glad you personally, like from a mental and physical standpoint, that you're feeling as good as you have, I guess going back to your pre-playing days. So that's what this has been fascinating. I'm not like no shit, dude. The three of us are sitting here like hanging on your every word. The tour was amazing. It is it's mycolove.farm, so check it out. Jake, we really enjoyed this. Thank you for the tour. Anything you want to say or promote on the way out here?
No, I mean, that's the thing. This mycolove.farms where we're growing great mushrooms, having fun, making extracts that are really good for you. And then, we're going to be working with eventually Umbo, which is getumbo.com, GETUMBO. Also creating a bar there that's really good with 2.5 grams of mushroom in them. And then also some capsules. And just really want to promote peace, love, and mushrooms, man. That's really all I'm here to promote.
Listen, I go out to Colorado a lot. I go to Boulder. I go to Red Rocks. I see Dead and Company shows. Can I stop by the farm and hang with Jake Plummer when I come out there?
Of course,
Yes.
man. You let me know when you're coming. We give tours once in a while. We have an open house coming up this Friday. Actually, that's tomorrow. And then, just things happening, man. Good stuff happening. You get out this way, I'd love to show you in person what we got going on.
All right, you want to go to the concert afterwards with me or what?
If there's a good show, yeah, I'm down. I love
Dead
Red
and Company.
Rocks.
It's the only band I like is Dead and Company. That's it. Grateful Dead.
Cool, man.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. Jake, this has been amazing, man. Good luck with it. Continued success. And I'm glad, again, that you're feeling great and you're really doing good work, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, guys, thanks for having me on the show. I appreciate it.